Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode. Our culture is degrading. And so, if you are a dating person, I beg of you, set the tone for a little thing I like to call body boundaries, permission, body sovereignty, and autonomy. Because apparently, chivalry is dead. Apparently, hookup culture has poisoned the minds of our young boys and girls. They're lusting from their lower centers, and it has created a misattunement, a disconnection from the heart, a fear of intimacy. And what does it do but perpetuate things like freeze response, fight or flight, fawn? Quite frankly, I don't think anybody needs any more of that, do you? But the average person walking around, they're not thinking about this. They're not going to have this conversation. They're not going to set them up. They're not trauma informed. Even the awoke ones. Body permission, which means, permission for one thing does not mean permission for all things. Let's also keep that in mind. It's not unilateral. Especially when we're meeting new people, we need to create a better culture so we can heal.
We need to create a better culture so we can heal, gentlemen. But my question is, isn't this what you wanted, women? Isn't exactly this what you wanted? S3 actual liberation, bodily liberty, autonomy, whatever you want to call it. Isn't this exactly what you wanted and what you've been fighting for so many years, to get rid of the patriarchy? Well, have at you, take as much as you want. And guys, pretty interesting how we always come to the conclusion that, having so many hookups is something bad after we've done the hookups. There's rarely any woman at all who, from a young age, says, you know what, all this feminism garbage, all this nonsense of giving my body to many people for free, I don't think I'm going to be part of that, just not a great idea if I want to have a stable family in the future. We barely hear that. We always have women in their 20s just being on top of the mountain, just, oh yeah, I'm so empowered, liberated, I'm modern and independent. I don't need anything from anyone, just I can have all my fun, I can get provided on by so many guys. It's always when they get older and all of that starts to fade away, when they suddenly have a problem. Also interesting to note how they always say heal. Would you heal from something empowering? Would you heal from something liberating? Why do you need to heal from things that you thought were good, and that societally are accepted as something good? Why do we always have to heal from them? Interesting how that goes. But enough about that woman, guys. Now let's cover this one.
I read this question and I had to respond. Here's the question. I cheated and my man acted like it was no big deal. Should I be worried? Well, your girl got an answer for you. Let's get into it, family. The short answer is yes. You should be very worried. There are men that literally don't even like the woman that they dealing with and would still be mad at her being with somebody else. Most men that I know are absolutely territorial. They could just be talking to a girl and got a bunch of other girls on the roster. But that one who's talking to someone else, it kind of bothered them. The only reason why it would not, well, there could be two reasons why it doesn't bother him. Number one, he's really just not that into you. Or number two, he's also cheated. When I say cheated, I mean cheating and has no intention to stop. What you did played into his plan perfectly.
What a problem, guys. What a big problem when we can't cheat peacefully because it so happens that the other person is cheating. How could he? How could he not care about me? I just cheated. Can you show some love and affection? Can you be a little simp? Yes. Kudos for that man for not giving two craps.
I'm going to talk about toxic sleepers. I'm going to talk about the frustration and confusion that you're just stuck in for that month or two. I don't like them. I don't find anything about talking stages is natural. Like, I'm not saying it's unnatural to go up to somebody and think they're attractive and, you know, ask for their number and start talking to them. That at all is not unnatural. You know, like, sometimes you just don't always meet people through, like, a friendship. Like, you're just gonna meet somebody in public and then you guys, you know, you start going out. But I really don't prefer that's how I meet somebody I want to date. Like, I really pray that the guy that I ever end up with, like, we were friends and then we just started dating. I hate the toxic. It's weird.
Why do you have to pray for that? I mean, you can do that by yourself. You know, you don't need God to step in and help you on something that you can do by yourself. If you don't like talking stages, don't go through talking stages. Guys, I wish all my problems could be solved as easily. If you don't like situationships, don't be part of situationships. If you want to meet men while talking, while being friends, all right, do that. You know? But of course, all the guys that you are friends with are in your friend zone. You're never going to give them a chance, are you? Because they're just not as interesting and as exciting as those guys who have so many more options and just don't care about you and just want to have a situationship.
You're stuck in this weird line of having to talk to this person on a daily basis. Like, you're doing relationship stuff without being in a relationship. Why am I committed to you? But I'm not at the same time. And to me, I'm sorry, it blows me because I'm not, I know keep your options wide, but I can't be like seriously thinking about, okay, like I actually want to be with this dude. And he's telling me and 5 other girls the same thing. No, because now you just lost me. And the number one thing I won't do is fight for a man. I won't do it. Oh, you like her? Go be with her. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight against her. I'm not doing it because maybe, I don't know, but I just don't think men are that like, I don't know, that good enough that I need to fight for you. Like, girl, just go find somebody else. Because it was never, you know what it never was? That serious. But for me, it's just like now, and for me, you know what I am? Delusional and crazy. I don't need this. It makes me restless because it's like,
I somehow knew, guys. She says she doesn't want to fight for another man, yet it's literally what she's doing. She'd much rather be plan C to the chat that she likes than have a one-on-one relationship with another man. You're literally fighting. You're just not so actively. Maybe you're not trying that hard, but you are, you know, part of the roster of some guy. You are competing passively with other women to see, you know, which one can secure him, because that's what you want. So you're clearly doing the very same thing you say you wouldn't.
like now I'm stuck up on why is he not texting me back? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And I need to know your every move. I just need to know everything. Like, and I don't like that because I don't have the, you know, like I feel like I don't have the authority to know everything. Compared to if I was your girl, I'd be like, where the hell are you? I can't say that. I just don't like situationships and talking. It just drives you crazy. Because I've realized when I was in situationships or talking stages, these dudes took me so long to get over because I based them, like, it would took me so long to get over them because I didn't even really know them, that I made a fake version of them in my head. So when I got over them, I was over them like a while ago, even when I was talking to these guys. But it was afterwards, I was just missing the attention and missing what I created in my head because I'm crazy. And that's why it takes me dang near a year to get over a dude that I talked to for a month or even less.
A year, guys. She, I bet that her longest relationship didn't last as much as the period in which she heals from the last bad boy. Just so sad, guys. It's so sad to see a young woman like this. I mean, not that I care, but you know, it's sad. That a woman like this, they're so lost, man. They literally don't know what's going on. They can't stop. They're like substance addicts, guys. They can't stop falling for chat. They literally can't. They will make 1,000 TikToks explaining it, trying to make it logical, but they will never get over it. So this is yet another reason why just any woman that shows the slightest red flag, that she has a high body count or she's addicted to the bad boys, just run for the hill, guys. There is no fixing these sort of people. There's no way of working around it. If they haven't solved that problem by themselves after the first maximum second time that they've gone through this, they're never gonna learn. Never. You can give them 1,000 years, they're never gonna learn. And I recall I did a video like very long time ago about a blue-pilled guy, like therapist or something, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've seen the biggest 3 or 4s turn into the perfect wife once they get into a relationship." And it was like one of the most delusional things I've heard comes actually from a man, from this supposed therapist, that the biggest 3 or 4 with a triple-digit body count can turn into the perfect wife and mother when they set their minds to it. It's like, no, it's not possible.
And just out of the few talking stages I've had, all of them have just fallen to shit. Like, I don't like any of the guys anymore. I cannot stand them. And I'm like, why? Why is this so idolized? Like, why is this so normal? There's nothing normal about it to me. I imagine, like, going up to your parents and being like, yeah, so, you know, I'm dating this guy, and they ask you how you met. Instagram. You know how serious I'm taking this? Instagram? I met you through Instagram. Boy, if you don't get out of my face, no. So no. So for me, if I'm really ever gonna be in a relationship, oh my goodness, gross. It has to be a dude that I know, and I need to be your friend. Also, I hate about talking stages. You're on the phone, you're texting this dude every day. You don't know him. And that's why I used to hate it, and I never liked these dudes well enough because I didn't feel a click. I'm not talking to this person in real life. It's just on the phone. You know? I don't know.
Guys, whether you bet that this woman has like 5 friends interested in her, yet she doesn't give them the time of day? But before we close, guys, we're gonna close on this idea. She mentioned, I don't know why bad boys are so like emphasized, you know, it's so important. It's viewed as something, you know, so exciting. Well, because you made it to be like this. And that may sound like putting the blame on the other gender, but it really is, guys. It's not men who decided that this should be this way. It's women who decided that the bad boys are going to be the best thing ever, right? Because take it 2 centuries ago, for example, society was different. People were expected to be married at a much younger age. Women used to be more submissive. Men used to be more dominant. There were like certain roles, etc. You know, there was just this whole thing, guys, mapped out in order to make marriages work. Of course, in every country, the culture was different, etc. But they all agreed upon certain aspects. Like, for example, that the man was dominant. You will see that in all cultures, the man was the dominant one. And there is a reason for that, right? So you had this institution of marriage being mapped out throughout thousands of years, and then suddenly, like in 1 century ago or less, women suddenly decided that we don't want to be part of the patriarchy. You know, we've been slaves long enough. We don't want this patriarchal thing where men get all the benefits, women get none of it. You know, just we want sexual liberation. We want to be dominant, empowered, etc. And, you know, see where this is taking you, right? We have, guys, millions of women just whining and crying in their rooms because the bad boy, you know, turned out to be actually not the best marriage partner or boyfriend partner, you know. This is where it has led you, you know, all that empowerment, all that liberation. This is where it's taken you, you know, to being absolutely miserable. Because if humanity as a whole has been, you know, just developing relationships in a certain way through certain rules that are not strict, you know, every family is a universe on its own, but there were certain rules, guys. And women nowadays, they don't want to be dominated, or, you know, they don't want to be submissive, even though it's not a bad thing necessarily. You know, feminism has sold the idea that all men in the past were patriarchal pigs that just enslaved the woman, and all a woman amounted to is just a baby producing machine that also cooks and cleans. Well, it was far from that. Yeah, there were cases of that, but it doesn't mean that it was the structure, you know, it was the standard situation. it wasn't like that at all. And now we have just this type of hell where neither man nor woman are happy. You know, it's like limbo, guys. We haven't stopped dating, we haven't stopped marrying, but we're not happy either. Like it's the worst out of both worlds, guys, what we have today. And you can thank women, you can thank feminism for inciting all these ideas. You can thank all these women that wanted to get liberated, and now they don't know where they're taking this. They're literally going on a down spiral with each passing year. It's becoming worse and worse. Like 5 years ago, we didn't have terms like talking stages, situationships, and all this nonsense, guys. All this crap. We didn't have any of that. And it's gonna continue to get worse and worse and worse, because women, they don't want to hear from men. They don't want to have fathers who tell them what partners are good and what partners are bad. A lot of single mothers, they get rid of the father, of the paternal figure. Younger women are empowered and liberated. They don't want to commit. They don't want to have a stable relationship because it just gets rid of all the options. They don't care for important things like morals. How does a guy treat his friends, his family, to showcase how he's going to treat you in the future. They don't care about all of that, guys. What they care about is the bad boy, the athletic boy, the boy who is more exciting, because there is that, it's like gambling. He may commit, but he also may leave. It's just so exciting, and all this nonsense, guys. It's really, we've come to a really bad situation. And in my opinion, feel free to disagree down in the comments below, but in my opinion, women have done this by just trying to work it out by themselves, not taking any advice from men, not caring about what men want or what men think a relationship ought to be. Just, I want this, I want that, I want to be empowered and liberated and have my cake and eat it too. I want everything. And well, it just turns out a marriage doesn't work like that. But thank you for watching, guys. Leave me your comments down in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to see you next time, guys. Have a good one.